Hi everyone, it's James here from Production Expert, back with another gear review. This time, 3 microphones in the Series Black range by Lauten Audio. We have the rather lovely LA320 valve condenser, we have the LA220 FET condenser, and we have the LA120 matched pair of small diaphragm pencil style microphones with switchable capsules. Very, very nice indeed. Now, I love reviewing microphones because to me, it's the quickest way to entirely change the sound of an instrument, short of maybe changing the instrument. There are a million microphones out there, so it's always a very brave place to come into, that kind of, should we say, the cost-effective space where there is so much competition. But the Lauten Audio Series Black range seems to have hit the metaphorical nail on the head when it comes to audio quality and price. The price for these mics is incredible considering the sound you get from them. So, of course, there's always a track. One thing I like to do is try and actually put these mics into some kind of practice. But enough on that for now. Let's have a look up close and personal on the 3 mics in the Series Black range by Lauten Audio. We start with this baby. This is the LA320. This is the large diaphragm valve condenser microphone. It's the flagship of the range. There's not a lot going on apart from these 2 buttons here. Now, all the mics in the Lauten Audio Series Black range have 2 frequency roll-offs. Yes, 2. One at the top end, one at the bottom end. Each of the mics has a slight variation on the frequency and the number of points that you can roll off, but very, very useful to be able to tame the high end as well as the low end. The LA320 has its own dedicated power supply. It's down there on the deck, and it's running straight into the mic pre's on the Focusrite Claret, which I use for VO for videos. No EQ, no compression, no nothing, just a little bit of limiting to bring it up to level for YouTube. In the track, I've used the 320 on acoustic guitar. A little bit of playing to get the acoustic guitar body in the right place for the microphone, and it sounds great. No processing, no EQ, a little bit of push on the top end from the console, but nothing at all. Has to be said, in all cases in the track recording, I've left the roll-offs off, just so you can hear the mic full frequency range if you like. But there is plenty of control in there if you want. If I roll off the top end, you hear things dull down a little bit. Not so much dull, more tame, I think. And the bottom end, again, it doesn't really change the sound that much. It just gets rid of any possible problems. Makes you sound like even more of a hero when you actually get this back into mix. Next mic in the range is this baby. This is the LA220. This is the FET condenser, and it's lovely. Again, we have the 2 roll-off switches, which are really nice. And I've been using this quite controversially on snare drum as a second snare drum top mic. It sounds absolutely fantastic. It's got a nice thick tone. Again, not much work to make this sound like a killer snare drum mic. Now, in the track, you're only going to hear the snare top recorded by the LA220, not a blend of, let's face it, a condenser mic and the ubiquitous SM57. In this track case, we're only going to use the LA220. It sounds great, it's fat, it's thick, hardly any processing, a little bit of EQ from the console, and that's about it. But that said, this is also a fantastic acoustic guitar mic, vocal mic, voiceover mic, a real all-round workhorse for not a lot of dough. Comes with a shock mount. Slide that bad boy in there, and away you go. Final mic in the range is the LA120 small diaphragm pencil condenser. The cool thing about this, of course, is that you can exchange the capsules, and they give you the cardioid and the omni capsules as part of the deal. Very, very nice. You also get a nice box, clips, mounting gear, all the normal stuff. Really, really cool on these is you actually get 2 frequency roll-offs for high and low. You get a 50 and a 150 hertz roll-off at the bottom end, and a 15k and 10k at the top end. Very, very useful. Again, for taming those nasty harshnesses that you maybe get from overheads or room tone, things like that. I've been using these on overheads and they are staying. They sound absolutely stonking. Make my cymbals sound really, really cool. It just sounds really, really good. So to the track, that's what it's about. You will hear drums using the LA120s for overheads, the 220 for snare top. You will hear bass, which is just my sort of jazz bass run straight in on DI. You will hear the electric guitar, which is the LA220 inside the Grossman cabinet. Sounds really nice. I've grunged things up a bit on the electric guitar. I'm running through some floor effects. I'm going straight through my Morley wah and using a bit of 2290 with modulation delay from the TC Flashback. It sounds a bit grungy, a bit retro. This track is very much an homage to Maroon 5 with a bit of electric guitar lead. And the acoustic guitar is coming from this baby, the 320. I think the acoustic guitar sounds great. It's quite a thin sound. It's not a really thick sounding valve tube condenser mic, but it's nice. It's nice and balanced. It's not that kind of which we kind of have become a bit used to with some cheaper tube condensers. I shouldn't use the word cheap. I should use the word good value, because this is not a cheap sounding microphone. It's a very, very cost effective mic. I will put the numbers and all that sort of stuff in US dollars and Great British pounds down there. And if you're watching this in YouTube land, down there means in Pro Tools Expert, not down there on YouTube. So as airline pilots say, sit back, relax, enjoy the track. Okay, they don't say that bit. But for now, I'm James Ivey, and I'll see you again very soon for some more gear talk.